Hey guys, welcome to my channel, and today is another fall video. Fall is my favorite season next to, well, the next one is winter. But here, let's get into DIY number one. Now, I've had the scrapbooking paper from Hobby Lobby for a while and I just absolutely love it. Haven't really used it, but today I thought I would use it. I've got these little wood leaves from the Dollar Tree, and what I'm doing is I'm actually finding portions of this paper that I want to put on the leaves, and then I cut them out and then I just put them on there with a good amount of the excuse me, the glue stick. The good thing about the glue stick is you're not locked in to it, let's just say. It gives it a little time to move and play around, especially with these types of cuts. You just make sure that you get it in the right spots. So then I go back in and I make sure there's enough glue on all the edges. So as you see, I've got a few different pictures off of there, and I just glue them to the sign from the Dollar Tree. Now I do just leave it like this because I just love that craft paper so much, and I love the little pieces that I excuse me, had cut out. But more, you can definitely put in the word fall in the middle of those, but if you do, I would suggest that you don't center the picture that you're wanting, because your letters will end up, covering up the beautiful pictures. So now I'm just taking a few tumbling tower blocks from the Dollar Tree and adding it to the back. That way, if I wanted to, I could stand this up, or I left the hanger on if I wanted to hang it. Into DIY number two, I found those cute little wood tag signs from Hobby Lobby. Yes, Christmas. And this paper here again is from Hobby Lobby. I've had that for a couple years and haven't really been able to use it, so I just cut it out and glue it on. Now I was going to use those foil rub-on transfers from the Dollar Tree, but they just were not coming out right, and parts of the letters were not coming out. I mean, I used different things to rub it on and make it come out nice, but it just didn't. They were a big fail. So I go back in with a marker in green and then just write out Happy Fall. I thought it was a little too plain, so what I did is I went back in with the edges and did a solid line of the black on all the edges of those little tags. Now what I don't show you is those little balls on the tags. I pushed them to the bottom and I tied a little knot on there. That way would help me attach it to the sign. The sign, I just took some tan and white jute string that I got from the Dollar Tree and made, I just put it on there, kind of like a little garland, and that's what I'm making with these little cute little tags. And so I cut the excess string off, and then what I'll do after I find my placement is I will go ahead and glue the little knot that I made on the back, so I can let that glue onto the jute string that I had added onto the sign. And all I did was spell out Happy Fall, and I really liked the outcome. I thought it was really cute. And then here I take some Christmas ribbon that I had got, I think from Hobby Lobby. Anyways, I am just making a cute little bow with the buffalo check. I love buffalo check. And I just use a zip tie. Now I just want to make sure my loops are even. And then I tighten it up. And then what I do is I just cut the end at an angle. And that gives me my two tails. It's easy, simple way of making a bow. You don't have to worry about adding on extra tails, doing different cuts for it, because it's all right there. And then, so what I did is I just put a little dab of glue on both ends of the tails, and just to make sure that they stay there. Now, I take some of these little pip berries that I got. You can get them at the Dollar Tree. I believe that's where I got them from. And I just wrap it around my thinnest marker. And then I'm just gonna work with them a little bit to kind of pull them out, see how I want to place them, and I just place them right underneath each side of my loops for my bow. And I just really like how it looks. I just cut off a little end that wasn't close to a bead because I wanted one of those little berries at the ends, or very close to the ends of my little designs. And you'll see how it happened, see how it looks in the final reveal. So for DIY number 3, I just got one of these. Actually, I have a couple of them because I did mess up. So originally I had placed this scrapbooking paper on the back of the first one, and then I painted the other side all white. Now I've got that tan and white jute string from the Dollar Tree that I'm just wrapping around the little stem. Excuse me. And you can use whatever you want. As you see, I'm just wrapping it a little bit, putting some hot glue on, wrapping a little bit more. So what I like to do with my hot glue is I put a little bit down, and then I take the nozzle and I kind of spread it out. That way it's not too much, it's not lumpy, and it works just fine. There's not a lot of the hot glue strings on there, so it's great. I love doing it when I'm attaching jute string and cord like this. So once I get that all taken care of and looking cute, I've got this chicken wire that I had got from Walmart about a year or so ago, and I haven't used too much of it. Ideally, you would use this for small pieces of, I don't know, maybe if I had a small pumpkin, but on this one here, I just wrap it around. I cut it to the length I want it, and then I wrap it around real tight on the back, making sure that those cut ends are tucked away nicely. Now I say I messed up in the beginning because I shouldn't have put the craft paper on this one. After I got to adding all the hot glue, making sure everything was down, adding the second piece of that chicken wire, and then adding the ribbon to the middle, I didn't like how the back looked, and I was still a little worried. Even though the hot glue was covering the metal, I took another pumpkin and put the same craft paper on there, and I should have thought about that at the beginning, but this is actually, I glue it on so it actually covers up all that wire and stuff, and you know, there's no potential of anybody getting hurt. So because two of them are glued together, there's a little bit of a gap, and I just kind of want to cover that up. So I've got my jute cord that I get from Walmart, and I absolutely love this stuff. You get, it's like a little over $3, and you get a whole lot of it. It's a lot thicker, and I just like it better than the Dollar Tree stuff. So I go all the way around the pumpkin and glue it down. So I actually took this little swag off of a project that I made last year, and it came apart, so here I am kind of sticking it back together. I noticed that it covered up my little stem, and I tried to move the other leaves and stuff around because I wanted that stem to show a little bit, and I got it to show just a tiny bit, and so that was okay with me. But I really like how this looked. I like how the chicken wire, anyways, I like how it looked. And I think everything in the back turned out really nice and neat. And so what I do here is I take a couple of tumbling tower blocks, and I thought initially I was just going to use one, but then I got to thinking it was a little top heavy to go ahead and double up on them. And so I put 2 little stacks on them, 2 sets of 2, and glued that on there to help this stand up a bit. And I think it just turns out really cute in the end. DIY number 4. I've got this Christmas sign from Hobby Lobby, and it was half off, so I think it was $1.50. I got those little squeegee things from Hobby Lobby, and they were $1.99. And then, as you can see, this is some Couture stuff that I had from last year. I used to get a lot of Couture stuff, and then I just wasn't going through it as fast as I thought I was. So I still get a little bit of things here and there, but I just had to fuzz my transfer, and that's really important because if you don't fuzz it, well enough, it can leave a greenish tint onto your project, which actually happened to me one time. So take my word for it and make sure you're fuzzing it. I do mine about 3 times. But I've got this little thing of paint. It is, I believe, the color Storm, and I love it. So I used to pay $20 and get like the transfers with the packs of, a couple packs of the chalk paint. And so that's how I got these little ones. But I did buy the big bottles, big jars too. So on these, you can, I mean, they definitely have enough in there for you to use it a couple of times. So if you want, you can save it. After you use it, just put in a little plastic baggie. But because I actually had both of these colors in a big jar, plus I had a couple other of the other little packets like this, I went ahead and threw these away. I was afraid I wasn't going to use it in enough time before it going bad. So here I am after finding my placement for the little leaves. I am fuzzing it again, and I just will take this other paint, and it's called Eucalyptus. It is so beautiful. Both of these paints are just beautiful. I love them. They're 2 of my favorite ones that they have. So then I just go over it with or just fill it all the way up and make sure there's a nice coating on there. And then I just place it where I want it on the top corner in the left. And I just do the same thing. Just add a little bit of that eucalyptus, spread it around, and it comes out beautifully. This sign is so simple, but so beautiful. I mean, you can actually keep it up all year round. And on to our last DIY, number 4. I've got this wood cutting board from Hobby Lobby, and this removable vinyl from Hobby Lobby. That cutting board, I think I got it when it was like 75% off after Valentine's Day or something like that. Anyways, I'm just going to use my Cricut, and I'm going to I'm going to create a little hello fall sign with things on it. And I just want to show you that, yeah, I struggle when it comes to placing things down. And here's that cute little saying or sign, verbiage, whatever, there that I got off of the Cricut. It was already made, and so I just really liked it. What I didn't do is measure the center on the other side properly enough, so I had to turn it around and use the back side, which was fine with me, because you could always make this into a duo side craft if you wanted to make something else, you know, on the other side, and we could do it for Christmas, however you want to do it. Or you could also make it as an everyday decor. So again, I just take a small piece here and actually kind of glue those down, but you could also make sure that that ribbon goes all the way around if you know for sure that you're going to use the other side. It's totally up to you. Then I had a little empty space at the top, and I thought, oh, I have these transfers that I have not even used, and I remembered seeing something on there that I thought could use, and sure enough, this little pumpkin was perfect. It was the little touch, simplistic, but made it, you know, you could actually see it made a difference on your project, and I loved how it turned out. Just rubbed it on there a little bit, and voila. So here we are at the final reveal. I want to thank you guys for stopping by and watching my video today. I hope you enjoyed yourself. If you did and you liked my content, then if you don't mind, please leave me a like and a comment below and subscribe. I really appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope that you all have a very blessed week.